evening. My name is Vivian Newmark, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Congregation BethChaim, it is an honor to welcome you here this evening. We want to maintain a warm and welcoming feeling for these services and create a sacred space that will inspire prayer. Please help us by turning off all cell phones. For the benefit of those who cannot be here in the sanctuary, we live stream our services and our photographer posts pictures on social media. Please see an usher or board member if you do not want your image to appear, and we ask that no one else take pictures during this sacred hour. For those who wear hearing aids with a T-coil setting, you will be able to access our new hearing loop using this setting. Headphones for those who do not have the compatible hearing aids and large print prayer books are available near the sanctuary entrances. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for coming out on this chilly evening, on this long weekend dedicated to the memory of Martin Luther King. Tonight, the readings that you'll see on the screen will all be quotes of his as we honor his legacy, and I'll be speaking on themes that were important to his life later on during our service. But it's now my privilege to invite to the bima Jack and Laura Nash Greenberg to help us light candles as we turn to pages 2 and 3 in our prayer books.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Amen. And we rise together for Kiddush on page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחתנו. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-Shabbat.
L'chaim. Please be seated. We continue on pages 20 and 21 with Lecha Dodi, a prayer sharing our gratitude that our day of rest, Shabbat, has arrived.
לקראת קלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לה 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 לה, לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת לקבלה. זכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל מיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לכו בנך, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לה 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 לה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת לקבלה. התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, שיר דברי. כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לה לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת לקראת קהלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה.
We face the entrance.
אוי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לה 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 לה, לך דודי, לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
I invite you to turn to your neighbors, especially someone you do not yet know, and greet them Shabbat Shalom. And we stay standing as we turn to page 26 for Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירן בעלמא, ואמרו אמן.
Returning hate for hate multiplies hate, adding deeper darkness to a night already devoid of stars. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך. על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך ובשעריך וקשרתם דעות על ידיך והיו לתותבות בין עיניך וטפתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך ובשעריך וקשרתם דעות על ידיך והיו לתותבות בין עיניך.
Please join me. When we let freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Page 40.
מלכותך ראו בניך, וכהים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלי, ענו ואמרו, אדוני ותקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך, והושיענו למען שמך, והגן בעדנו, והסר מעלינו אויב, אויב דבר וחרב רב, רב ויגון Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom, 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 Eloheinu Leshalom, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בין היא ובין בני ישראל, עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים, את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. We rise together for the Amidah, the standing prayer, which begins on page 46. Sorry, friends.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid dilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. In honor of the upcoming elections for the World Zionist Congress, we have a prayer for Israel by Anat Hoffman, the director of the Israeli Religious Action Center. My God, Eli, in this sacred moment, give us hope for Israel and her future. Renew our wonder at the miracle of the Jewish state. In the name of the pioneers who made the deserts bloom, give us the tools to cultivate a diversity of Jewish expression in Israel. In the name of our fallen soldiers, give us courage to stand up to the words and ways of zealots, those in our own midst and those among our neighbors. In the name of Israeli inventors who have amazed the world with their innovations, help us apply the same ingenuity to finding a path to peace. In the name of all these men and women, grant us the strength to conquer doubt and despair in Israel, replacing doubt with action, replacing despair with hope. And let us say, Amen. On page 138, and by 138, I really meant 58. Forgive me. Page 58, we'll just need the first three words of gratitude. Modim anachnu lach. We are thankful to you, you being the source of our blessing, the divine guide in this world. And we'd love if our members could share things that they are grateful for this Shabbat. Blessings in our lives, large and small. Alana. Wonderful. Our dear friend Arlene made it to her family in New Zealand safely. Lou. Blessings for family. Absolutely. Yes. I'm so glad for a good report from the doctor. We'll pause to say thank you.
Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach.
Other blessings.
That our younger daughter has got herself an offer for a job after she graduates in May.
Fabulous. A job offer in January for May. Wonderful. Other blessings. Thank you. And it's a blessing to serve this community. Steve. Sorry, I can't hear you. Wow. Congressional nomination for West Point, Mazel Tov. Let's pause to say thank you.
Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach.
Other blessings? For the cantor and our choir director and our accompanist, thank you so much for this beautiful music tonight. Other blessings? To be together in community, and to lift our voices in prayer and song.
Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach.
And we continue with a prayer for peace found on your screen after we read together. We must concentrate not merely on the negative expulsion of war, but the positive affirmation of peace.
Barecheinu yotzreinu kulanu kechad beor panecha ki beor וצדקה וברכה ורחמים וחיים ושלום. וברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך, שעה בשלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל.
We now take a few moments to offer the prayers of our own hearts.
רצון, יהיו לרצון אמרפי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, v'goli. Yiyu leratzon, yiyu leratzon imrefit, והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, וגואלי, אדוני צורי, וגואלי. Amen.
We skip ahead in our prayer book to page 253. Really this time. 253 in the middle of our page for our prayer for healing. And so we want to have a chance to share out loud the names of those in our lives in need of healing, whether that be healing of the body, healing of the heart, healing of the mind, or healing of the soul. If you're keeping someone in your thoughts or prayers this Shabbat, I invite you to share those names out loud now.
Ksenia bat Eliyahu Tanya, Zahava bat Rivka.
To those names we add Rhoda Schwartz, Arlene Grable, Teddy Molaski, Nathan Hecker, Jeff Stoller, Claire Meyer, William Jackie Sola, Stephanie Herman, Steve Bizanoff, Marion Berman, Jim Brown, Mary Jantis, Len Greenberg, Cecil Smith, and we hope that next Shabbat Rabbi Beal will be back on this bima as he will have recovered from 2 strains of the flu. But we keep him in our thoughts for healing as well. Misha Berach.
May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishberach avotenu v'imotenu, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel ולאה. הוא יברך את החולים בעבור שאנו מתפללים בעבורם. הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא רחמים עליהם, לחלימם, לרפאותם, לחזיקם, וישלח להם מהרה רפואה שלמה מן השמיים, רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף, פשטה ועגלה ובזמן קריב. ונאמר אמן. מי שברך אמותינו מקור הברכה לאבותינו, bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
It has been about a month since the BethChaim delegation returned from Chicago, where the Union for Reform Judaism held its biennial convention. In almost every plenary session, when all the participants gathered to learn from our movement's leaders, we heard over and over again about the value of inclusion. Rabbi Rick Jacobs, the president of the URJ, quoted the prophet Isaiah, who told the Israelites to enlarge the site of your tent. He taught that Reform congregations should be safe havens for people of all backgrounds. For example, those who are Jewishly adjacent, a new term we learned, meaning they began their sacred journey outside of Judaism, whether that means millennials and Gen Z, who are the youngest leaders of our community, and that includes people of color. I want to focus on this third group this Martin Luther King weekend, as we remember a man of color who lost his life in service to making the world a better place for all people. Let us ask ourselves if we are living up to the values espoused at the URJ Biennial. We know that not all Jews are Ashkenazi, meaning Eastern European Caucasian. Not all Jews were born Jewish. And not all members of BethChaim are Jewish. In the BethChaim family, there are people of color who fit all three of these categories. This fact fills me with pride. I am grateful to serve a community that has such diversity. But preaching about inclusion and counting people of color among our members does not automatically mean that we have fulfilled Martin Luther King's dream. At the URJ Biennial, I heard the message of inclusion loud and clear. But then I heard the story of Mara Gad. Mara was adopted by a white Jewish family in Chicago as a baby. Mara's biological mother was unwed, white, and Jewish, and her biological father was black. She was invited to present at the URJ Biennial on Shabbat afternoon to speak about her memoir, The Color of Love. Cantor Binder attended this session with his wife, Jen. They were moved to tears by what Mara shared. The following week, Mara posted a similar story on Facebook, and I will read some of her words now. 1 week ago, I arrived at the Union for Reform Judaism Biennial Conference in Chicago, and from moment one, things did not go as any of us had hoped they would. When I went to pick up my credentials, I was told that the real Mara Gad needed to pick up her badge. And when I replied that I was the real Mara Gad, I did not receive an apology. Instead, the person behind the desk said, "Really?" When I was eventually given my very bright orange badge that clearly said presenter across the bottom, I was assumed to be hotel staff. Twice. While wearing my bright orange badge, and told that I needed to do more to get room service orders out more quickly. I was aggressively asked repeatedly, "What are you doing here?" And when I would reply that I was a featured speaker on Shabbat afternoon, I was then asked what I could possibly have to speak about. I ended up in an elevator filled with attendees who elected to whisper about me. What was I doing there? And again, what could I possibly be presenting about? Like I wasn't there. Stared at, confronted, whispered about, and assumed to work for the hotel. It all grew so uncomfortable for me to be out with the general population that I had to be escorted from place to place by URJ staff, to whom I remain profoundly grateful, who saw for themselves the looks that I received simply being in the hallways. When others were at Shabbat services or dinner or song session, I was in my hotel room alone, crying, because I did not feel comfortable and safe being out with my own people. Mara's words break my heart, but I don't share them just to break our hearts, but to show us how much work we have to do still. At the very place that claimed to be inclusive and welcoming, Mara was excluded and abused simply because of the color of her skin. She was subjected to racism by a community that claimed to be better than that. No one threatened her physical safety or called her despicable names, but repeatedly she was made to feel small and ostracized by Reform Jews just like her. Well, by Reform Jews who looked a little different than she did. Further on in Mara's Facebook post, she urges her white Jewish readers to relate to her story in this way. I would offer that Jews should absolutely understand because of what it feels like to be on the receiving end of anti-Semitism. Racism, anti-Semitism, homophobia, anti-otherism. They are all abuses of the soul. And to be on the receiving end of it is a trauma. And it is a trauma that Jews know very well. Jews know what it feels like to be stared at, whispered about, not made to feel welcome, to feel unsafe. Mara reminds us of our people's story of persecution that begins with this week's Torah portion, Shmot. Now a new king arose over Egypt who did not know Joseph. This new king, this Pharaoh, enslaved us, oppressed us, and murdered us. Our sacred text tells us that violence to the Jews has been going on for millennia, and it continues today, from swastikas desecrating our schools and synagogues to stabbings in rabbis' homes. We have been strangers in strange lands, so God has charged us with the critical mitzvah of welcoming the stranger with an open hand and an open heart. We failed Mayor Gad at the URJ biennial, but our story need not end there. This Martin Luther King weekend, let us take a look in the mirror and decide what kind of community we want to be. I want to continue to be proud to serve a diverse congregation, BethChaim. I want to wear the label of Reformed Jew with pride, participating in a movement that lives its values. And I want to honor Dr. King's memory. He was intimately familiar with the Hebrew Bible and quoted it regularly. He and other civil rights leaders looked to the story of slavery in Egypt as an allegory for their own suffering. This shared narrative bound together Jews and people of color throughout the civil rights movement, which is why Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel marched arm in arm with Dr. King. Then let this guide us as we go forward. The memory of all those who have perished because of hatred and fear. The love and fellowship that serves to unite all human beings. And the Reform Jewish value of inclusion. Cantor Binder shared with me one of his most significant takeaways from the URJ biennial. It is one thing to say that you are welcome here. It is another to say you belong here. Congregation BethChaim has welcomed people of color for some time now, but I hope, with all of my heart, that each and every one of you feels that you truly belong here. This is your synagogue, your safe place, your sacred community. May we always be deserving of your belonging. In our prayer, saying that we need to partner with God to make the world a better place, page 282 in our prayer books, Aleinu, let us rise together.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגבהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. No one really knows why they are alive until they know what they'd die for. We remember all those we've lost, those close to us, family and friends. And as I call your loved one's name, I ask you to please rise at your seat until we all join you together. In the period of Shloshim, the 30 days of mourning, we remember Rabbi Adam Feldman, Mordechai Silverman, father of Alyssa Grodsky, Nancy Nahr, aunt of Judy Loeb, and Harriet Ann Sternberg, mother of Charles Sternberg. And we remember the following yard sites, the anniversary of the passing of loved ones: Barry Adler, Saul Birnbaum, Ina Roystacker, Leon Blitman, Aaron Colbert, Harriet Cutler, Sally Cohn, Esther Greenberg, Manuel Greenblatt, Beatrice Goldberg, Alfred Clipper, Rose Hildenbrand, David Weber, David Molina, Julius Kessler, Irving Cram, Paul Gitnick, Audrey Rosen, Marshall Ross Polovsky, Irving Martin, Simon Mitgang, Stanley Platten, Molly Alfheim, Seymour Reese, Molly Pogach, George Rona, Alan Gardetz, Miriam Gardetz, Alexander Schachter, Blanche Schwartz, Francis Siegel, Dora Weinberg, Faye Berkeley, Shirley Richmond, Mildred Zullo, Francis Pava, Herman Zullo, Herbert Laster, Isidore Brodsky, Sarah Grod, Sigmund Rubin, Benjamin Shear, Benjamin Weinstein, and Helen Schreiber. We rise as one community to the words of Mourner's Kaddish, and as we also recall Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach yirtei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mivarach, le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpahar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal, shemei d'kudisha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Zichronam Livracha, may their memory always be a blessing. Please be seated.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining us this evening. I would like to offer appreciation to the ushers and Oneg hosts and hostesses for their help tonight. I would like to highlight a few interesting events happening this week. Sunday is the annual WHAM Interfaith Martin Luther King Jr. service. Please join us in celebrating his memory at the Living Well Church in Windsor. All are welcome. Thursday at 12:30, Rabbi Beal will be discussing the practice of organ donation, viewed through the lens of Jewish tradition, which considers saving human life to be among the highest ethical obligations. It's date night on Saturday the 26th, with dinner and a movie. We will be showing Ask Dr. Ruth, which chronicles the life of Dr. Ruth Westheimer, a Holocaust survivor who later became America's most famous sex therapist. For more information about upcoming activities, please see the signs on the Oneg tables and the magazine rack outside the main office. Shabbat Shalom.
Yet again, I'd like to thank our choir for sharing beautiful music this evening. Take us home with the closing song on the screen. Tag, you're it.
אל הדיר נורא והיום, לעמך תנה פדיון, ויברך אתכם היום, ויאמרו כולם, אמן. אמן.
Amen. Amen.
אין אדיר אדיר ונורא, ידיל וידיר התורה, ויפתח לנו שערי אורה, ויאמרו כולם, אמן, 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 שם נורא, אמן. ואשיר בשיר והשבח, בשיר מזמור, למנצח, ונאמר עלינו לשבח, ויאמרו כולם, אמן. Amen, 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 Shem Nora. Amen, amen, amen.
We're not a large group tonight, so I'm going to ask everyone to come on down. Bring in the challah down below. Everyone gather round. All right, come closer. Come on in. Gather round, gather round. Sure. Great. Everybody fill on in. Last year you don't want to get in? Okay. Fill on in, fill on in. We have plenty of room. Plenty of room. All right, we're ready, Canner.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. All right, dig in. All right. Great. I did. Well, long story. I'll tell you that story later. All right, friends. We'll finish with a blessing. If you'd like to put your arm around your neighbor, you're welcome to. If you don't mind. Come together as one community. I'll have some later. And we'll share in a blessing that we've been passing down from generation to generation.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless us and protect us.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's face shine upon us, and may God always be gracious to us.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May we always feel that God's presence is near, and may we be blessed with the greatest gift of all, the gift of peace.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
She makes them. Yeah. That's one to excerpt and put on the YouTube channel, Facebook Marigad, and tell her about it.
I shall. Yeah, because I'm Facebook
Uh huh. I every, Oh, thank you.